In the year 2147, humanity had spread across the stars, establishing colonies on distant planets. Life on these new worlds was challenging, but full of promise. Nova Terra, one of the most successful colonies, became a beacon of hope for human civilization. Captain Alex Rivers, a seasoned officer of the United Earth Fleet, commanded the starship Endeavor. His crew was a tight-knit group: Lieutenant Sarah Thompson, a brilliant strategist, Lieutenant Jake Martinez, an ace pilot, and Ensign Mia Chen, a tech genius. Together, they had faced many dangers, but nothing prepared them for what was coming. One ordinary day, as the crew of the Endeavor went about their duties, a distress signal blared across the ship's intercom. Alex and his crew hurried to the command center, where a holographic image of Governor Elias of the nearby colony Alpha 7 flickered to life. "Captain Rivers," Elias's voice was shaky, "we're under attack. Unknown alien forces, Vrax, are overwhelming our defenses. We need immediate assistance." Alex's eyes widened as he processed the information. "Elias, hang tight. We're on our way. Endeavor out." He turned to his crew, determination etched on his face. "All hands on deck. Prepare for immediate departure to Alpha 7. We need to help them repel this attack." Lieutenant Thompson quickly brought up the star charts. "Coordinates locked in, Captain. We'll be there in 5 minutes." Jake smirked, flexing his fingers over the control panel. "Ready to show these Vrax what humans are made of." The Endeavor sped through space, arriving at Alpha 7 to find the colony under heavy fire. Alien ships, sleek and menacing, darted through the sky, raining destruction on the planet below. "All right, team," Alex said, his voice steady. "We need to divide and conquer. Jake, take the helm and engage those fighters. Mia, see if you can hack into their systems and disrupt their communications. Sarah, you're with me on the ground." As the battle raged on, Jake maneuvered the Endeavor with skill, dodging enemy fire and retaliating with precision strikes. Mia's fingers flew over her console, breaking into the Vrax communication network. "Captain, I've disrupted their signals," Mia reported. "They're confused. Now's our chance." On the ground, Alex and Sarah led a squad of Marines, fighting their way through the chaos. The Vrax were formidable, with advanced weaponry and terrifying agility, but the humans fought back with grit and determination. In the midst of the battle, Alex received another transmission. "Captain Rivers, this is Commander Reyes from Delta 3. We're experiencing the same attack. They're hitting all our colonies." Alex's heart sank. This wasn't an isolated incident. It was a coordinated invasion. He activated his communicator. "All colonies, this is Captain Rivers. We are under attack by an unknown alien force. Unite your defenses and prepare for a counterattack. We must stand together." As the sun set on Alpha 7, the sky filled with the glow of burning wreckage and the sounds of victory. The Vrax forces, though fierce, were driven back by the united human defense. But the battle had only just begun. The crew of the Endeavor knew that this was merely the start of a war that would determine the fate of humanity. Alex looked at his crew, battered but unbroken. "We've got a long fight ahead of us, but as long as we stand together, we can face anything." They nodded, ready for the challenge. Together, they would defend humanity's final frontier. The days following the initial attack were a whirlwind of chaos and urgency. The news of the Vrax invasion spread like wildfire across the human colonies. Panic set in, but so did a steely resolve. The humans were determined to fight back and protect their newfound homes. Captain Alex Rivers and his crew aboard the Endeavor became the de facto leaders of the resistance. Their first task was to unite the disparate colonies under one command. They sent out encrypted messages, calling for a summit on Nova Terra to devise a unified defense strategy. As representatives from the colonies arrived, the tension was palpable. Leaders from Alpha 7, Beta 4, Delta 3, and other colonies gathered in the conference room of the Endeavor. Governor Elias, Commander Reyes, and other key figures joined Alex and his crew. "We're facing an existential threat," Alex began, standing at the head of the table. "The Vrax have attacked multiple colonies, and their intentions are clear. We must stand united if we hope to survive." Commander Reyes was the first to speak. "Captain Rivers is right. We need to pool our resources and coordinate our defenses, but we need a plan." Lieutenant Sarah Thompson stepped forward, her voice confident. We have intel suggesting the Vrax have a central command outpost on the planet Zareth. If we can infiltrate and gather more information, we might find a way to weaken their forces. Elias nodded thoughtfully. An infiltration mission is risky, but it could turn the tide in our favor. What do we need? Jake Martinez grinned, his eyes gleaming with excitement. We need a small, skilled team. We can use the Endeavor's stealth capabilities to get in and out unnoticed. The plan was set. As the meeting adjourned, Alex and his crew prepared for the mission. The Endeavor departed Nova Terra under the cover of night, heading for Zareth. The journey was tense, but the crew remained focused. Upon reaching Zareth, they switched to stealth mode, slipping past the Vrax patrols. The planet's surface was barren and hostile, with towering rock formations and treacherous terrain. Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Mia suited up and descended to the surface in a sleek black shuttle. As they approached the Vrax outpost, Sarah scanned the area. There's an entrance on the east side. Minimal guards. We'll need to move fast. They crept towards the entrance, dispatching guards silently. Inside, the outpost was a maze of metallic corridors and alien technology. Mia hacked into the mainframe, her fingers dancing over the interface. "I'm in," she whispered. "Downloading their strategic plans now." Suddenly, an alarm blared. The Vrax were alerted to their presence. Alex drew his weapon. "We're compromised. Time to move!" They fought their way out, blaster fire echoing through the halls. Jake led the charge, clearing the path with his expert marksmanship. They barely made it back to the shuttle, launching into the sky as Vrax forces pursued them. Back on the Endeavor, they reviewed the data Mia had extracted. It was worse than they had feared. "The Vrax plan to launch a full-scale assault on Nova Terra," Mia reported. "They're preparing to obliterate the entire colony." Alex clenched his fists. "We have to warn them and prepare our defenses. We can't let Nova Terra fall." The crew worked tirelessly, relaying the intel to the other colonies and fortifying Nova Terra. They established communication networks, set up defense grids, and trained new recruits. The Vrax would not catch them unprepared again. Despite the urgency, tensions among the human leaders grew. Some questioned Alex's decisions, leading to heated debates. But in the end, unity prevailed. The colonies rallied together, their determination burning brighter than ever. As the Vrax fleet approached Nova Terra, the human resistance stood ready. Alex looked out over his crew and the assembled forces, feeling a surge of pride and hope. "We fight for our future, for our survival," he declared. "We fight as one." And with that, the battle for humanity's final frontier began in earnest. The Vrax fleet loomed on the horizon, a dark swarm of ships ready to unleash destruction on Nova Terra. The human colonies had banded together, their defenses fortified, and their resolve unbreakable. Captain Alex Rivers and his crew aboard the Endeavor prepared for the fight of their lives. "All stations, report in," Alex commanded, his voice steady. "Fighters are prepped and ready," Jake Martinez replied, his fingers hovering over the controls. "We're good to go, Captain." "Defense grids online and operational," Mia Chen added. "We've linked all colonies into a single network. We'll be able to coordinate our defenses in real time." "Ground troops in position," Lieutenant Sarah Thompson confirmed. "We're ready for them." As the Vrax ships approached, the battle began. The sky lit up with streaks of laser fire and explosions. Jake led a squadron of fighters, weaving through the enemy lines and taking down Vrax ships with precision. "Stick close and follow my lead," Jake instructed his team. "We hit them hard and fast." On the ground, Alex and Sarah coordinated the defense efforts. The colonists, armed and determined, fought back against the invading forces. The battle was fierce, with casualties mounting on both sides. Amidst the chaos, Mia worked tirelessly from the Endeavor's command center, hacking into the Vrax systems. Her goal was to disable their shields and give the human forces a fighting chance. "Almost there," Mia muttered, her eyes focused on the screen. "Just a few more seconds." Finally, Mia broke through the Vrax defenses. "Captain, their shields are down." "Good work, Mia," Alex responded. "Jake, hit them with everything we've got." Jake and his squadron intensified their assault, taking advantage of the Vrax vulnerability. Explosions rocked the enemy ships as they crumbled under the relentless attack. Meanwhile, Alex and Sarah led a daring infiltration mission. Their target was the Vrax mothership, the heart of the invasion force. They navigated through enemy lines, fighting their way on board. The ship's interior was an alien labyrinth, but they pressed on, determined to reach the core and plant explosives. "Stay sharp," Alex warned. "We don't know what we'll find in here." As they moved deeper into the ship, they encountered heavy resistance. The Vrax fought fiercely, but Alex and Sarah pushed through, their resolve unwavering. Finally, they reached the core. "Set the charges," Alex ordered. "We need to move fast." Sarah planted the explosives, setting a timer. "Charges set. Let's get out of here." Just as they were about to leave, a Vrax warrior ambushed them. Alex fought back with all his strength, buying Sarah time to escape. He managed to overpower the alien, but not without injury. Limping, he rejoined Sarah. "We need to go now," Sarah urged. They made their way back to the shuttle, launching just as the explosives detonated. The Vrax mothership erupted in a massive explosion, signaling a critical blow to the alien forces. Back on Nova Terra, the battle was turning in favor of the human resistance. The Vrax, disoriented and leaderless, began to retreat. But just when it seemed victory was within reach, a transmission came through from an unexpected source. "This is Dr. Vrax of the Vrax," the voice crackled over the comms. "I am defecting. I have crucial information that can help you win this war." Alex, skeptical but curious, responded. "Dr. Vrax, you better not be leading us into a trap." "I assure you, Captain, I seek asylum. The Vrax leadership is ruthless, and I can no longer stand by their actions. I have information on their weaknesses and future plans." With no time to lose, Alex decided to take a chance. "Prepare to dock. We'll debrief you on board." As Dr. Vrax was brought aboard the Endeavor, the human forces regrouped and assessed their situation. The information provided by the defected scientist could be the key to turning the tide for good. In the aftermath of the battle, Alex stood with his crew, a mixture of relief and anticipation in the air. "We've won this battle, but the war is far from over," Alex said. "We need to use every advantage we have. Dr. Vrax's information might be our best shot at ending this invasion." The crew nodded, ready to continue the fight. Together, they would use the newfound intelligence to prepare for the final stand against the Vrax, determined to protect humanity at all costs. With the critical intelligence provided by Dr. Vrax, the human resistance prepared for their final stand against the Vrax. The defected scientist revealed that the Vrax were planning one last, all-out assault on Nova Terra. The information included the Vrax fleet's composition, attack strategies, and their command structure. Captain Alex Rivers and his crew quickly formulated a plan. They had little time before the Vrax would arrive in full force. Every colonist, every ship, and every weapon was mobilized. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. "Listen up, everyone," Alex addressed the assembled leaders and soldiers. "This is it. We either win here or we lose everything. Stay focused, stay strong, and fight with everything you have." The command center buzzed with activity as final preparations were made. Mia Chen, now a seasoned hacker and strategist, worked tirelessly to coordinate the defense systems. "We have all the colonies linked into a single defensive grid," Mia reported. "Our automated turrets and shield generators are at full capacity." Jake Martinez was readying the fighter squadrons. "We'll hit them from all sides, keep them off balance, and protect our ground forces." Lieutenant Sarah Thompson stood beside Alex, her eyes determined. "Our ground troops are ready. We'll hold the line no matter what." As the Vrax fleet approached, the sky above Nova Terra darkened with their ships. The first wave of attacks began, and the battle was on. The human forces fought with unmatched bravery, their unity and determination driving them forward. Jake led his squadron in daring maneuvers, weaving through enemy fire and striking back with precision. "Keep tight formation! We can't let them break through!" On the ground, Alex and Sarah commanded the troops. The Vrax poured in, but the human defenses held strong. Every inch of ground was fiercely contested, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. "Hold the line!" Alex shouted, firing his weapon. "We can't let them advance!" In the midst of the chaos, Dr. Vrax worked alongside Mia, using his knowledge of Vrax technology to aid the defense. "I've rerouted power to the main shields. It should hold longer against their main cannons." Mia nodded, sweat dripping from her forehead. "Good. We need every second we can get." As the battle raged on, the Vrax launched a concentrated attack on the command center. Alex knew this was a decisive moment. "Jake, we need air support at the command center now." "On it, Captain," Jake responded, leading his squadron in a desperate defense of the central hub. Explosions rocked the area as the Vrax forces pressed harder. Alex found himself in a fierce hand-to-hand combat with a Vrax warrior. The alien was strong, but Alex's determination was stronger. With a final push, he overpowered the enemy and regrouped with his team. "We can't keep this up forever," Sarah said, breathing heavily. "We need to take out their command ship." Alex nodded. "Jake, Sarah, and I will handle this. Mia, Dr. Vrax, keep the defenses running." They boarded a shuttle, heading straight for the heart of the Vrax fleet. The journey was perilous, with enemy fire all around, but Jake's expert piloting got them through. They boarded the Vrax command ship, fighting their way to the bridge. Inside, they confronted the Vrax leader, a towering figure exuding menace. "Humans, you are resilient, but you cannot win," he hissed. "We'll see about that," Alex retorted, engaging the leader in a brutal fight. Sarah and Jake took on the remaining guards, their teamwork and skill shining through. As Alex battled the Vrax leader, he realized that only a decisive act could save them. He saw the ship's core, a pulsating energy source that powered the entire fleet. "Sarah, Jake, get back to the shuttle," Alex ordered. "I'm setting the core to overload." "But Captain," Sarah began. "No time to argue," Alex insisted. "Go now." With heavy hearts, Sarah and Jake retreated to the shuttle. Alex set the core to overload, knowing this was his final act. He transmitted a final message to his crew. "Fight on. Protect humanity. This is Captain Alex Rivers, signing off." The shuttle escaped just as the Vrax command ship exploded, a massive shockwave signaling the end of the Vrax threat. On Nova Terra, the remaining Vrax forces fell into disarray without their command structure, and the human resistance swiftly defeated them. Back on the ground, Sarah and Jake stood among the victorious but weary soldiers. They had lost friends, but their spirit remained unbroken. "We did it," Sarah said softly. "He did it." Mia and Dr. Vrax joined them, the realization of their victory sinking in. "He gave us a chance," Mia said. "Now it's up to us to rebuild." The surviving colonies came together to honor those who had fallen. Alex's sacrifice became a symbol of humanity's strength and unity. As they rebuilt Nova Terra and the other colonies, the people vowed never to forget the courage and determination that had saved them. United by their shared struggle and victory, humanity looked to the stars with hope, ready to face whatever challenges the future held.